So the clash finally happened. Clash we all knew was going to happen, but we were playing on how it was going to happen. This happens a lot in the Nanoha series. I remember in season 1 where Nanoha been fighting Fate until one day they run into each other on normal circumstances and things didn't go as planned. Then in season 2 where Nanoha and Fate were fighting against Hayate's family and then they all met each other inside the hospital and stuff. And they were being so nice and discreet about it. Like, they were pretending they weren't enemies at all or they didn't know each other. It was very professional for their age and how they acted in the situation. In this one, they finally meet, and it's under an incident that just happened, and it was planned on purpose to lure out Toa. And that's the beautiful part about this is how Regine and Mana has been working in the background. They're pretty much the Illuminati of this world. They have all the big upper wigs. They have their hands in their pockets. And anytime they want something, all they gotta do is make a phone call or send an email and they can make it happen. Because, like I said, this entire Davoli thing and the drugs goes up to the highest order. Because, of course, the government of that world is using the drugs to enhance some sort of superhuman project in order to fight against these invaders. That's what it's been the entire time, and I'm not shocked that's happening. But of course, on the other side, they're releasing the drugs to other people as well to make more profit. Because of course they are. So everyone's in bed with each other. And only people who are trying to fight against it can really do so much, you know. But of course, the entire time, Toa's entire plan was to stop Mana and them. But it leaves to the question, even if Toa were to stop Mana, would the Debole projects really stop? Really stop? You stop her, but then again, the government themselves and big business and probably big pharma have been using these drugs on experimentation for God knows what. Like I said, the rabbit hole goes deeper than you expect it to go. So questions is, could Toa really do it? She'll probably do the, I'll just fight against them too, no matter what, and does the heroic thing. But anyways, the two fought, and how they fought went exactly how I expected it to go. The clash. Pretty much, she is wondering why does Sheena has these powers. Did she use the drugs? Is she was pretending to be her friend the entire time to work as an undercover agent? And all these things weren't true, of course. They just meant by circumstances, and they just hung out. At the end of the day, both of them are both good people. They're nice people, and they attracted each other by their personalities and were able to become good friends over a little amount of time that they had with each other. It just so happens that they work on different sides of the law, and because of that, they're at this clash right here. Toa believes that no one should be having these powers, and she'll absorb the powers from anyone she can in order to protect them, or the more of a personal weight of a burden she puts onto herself. She believes she has to do everything alone, especially after this incident, because Yuji and Mana's plan had been working perfectly. Set up an incident, have her be there, call up the higher ups in the police force, have her framed as a terrorist, and then see what she does from there. And of course, she goes solo, after the fight and she leaves. And they did have a talk, but they don't believe things can really work out. Sheena says she can testify for her, but don't believe that's what's going to happen. So then she knows the deepness. It's almost like Agame got killed, where Wave was trying to convince Akame that there's a way to change the empire from within. But Akame says, no, the corruption goes deep. And no matter how much you try to change, it won't work because there are higher ups who are pulling the strings. You gotta cut the entire thing off in order to clear the empire. It's the same thing here. Um, you take her into custody and have her testify. No matter what, the media is going to do whatever it can to push its agenda. Same thing that happened at the same time as opportunity. Remember, XE's been wanting to have some type of alliance with the police force in that world. But it's been going uneasy until this very moment, saying, yes, we were hunting down this terrorist and we would like to have the help of XE's for it to happen. So perfectly. And all over the internet, people have been having this picture of Hayate in frustration because she got what she wanted. She got what she wanted, but at the wrong time is what happened. This entire time, she's been fighting for some type of peace agreement along with the police force there. She finally got it, but it's not at a good moment and everything. Their hands are tied right now. They have to capture her and send her into custody for investigation. However, she runs off, and she takes the powers of her former comrades now and wishes to go after her alone. She's going to turn herself in, and then we'll see what happens from there. You know, Mana's freaking happy, man. She's all excited. She just is like, this girl, in a way, gave Yuji what he wanted, in a way. The dude actually didn't want anything when you think about it. He was just this normal dude, salaryman, who worked his job. And she shows up, says, I'll give you anything, just help me get stronger, give me food. And she gave him everything by fighting, pretty much killing. Then the killing turned to drug dealing, experimentations, and human trafficking, cannibalism, yes, cannibalism, and tons of other corrupted stuff. And there he is. He seems more contempt in not only helping her reach her goal, but also this entire experiment that he's been doing. The force of manipulation. So this is a reflection on reality. Remember, fiction is a reflection of reality. And I'm watching this, and I'm thinking to myself, could it be possible? It is, probably. Something like this is happening in real life. We probably have some drug lord or some dude who creates something or can do something is in pockets and within bed with some higher ups, over corporations, governments, or whatever, and they're just pulling the strings with a phone call. It's possible. I believe it, because he has the new money. He's not old money, he's new money, but he's that powerful thanks to his drugs and experiments. So now, with Towa's friends nowhere else to go without their powers, the only thing they can do is turn themselves in to Hayate. So when Hayate thought she had no hope left, they show up and said, yeah, our friend's in danger and we need your help. So we're at that point now in the anime that always happens. So people have been saying that this season of Nanoha feels different, and it does, but at the same time, it has the same blueprint like every other series. Main focus on a girl going through a conflict, pushes herself to the edge, then to the point where some of the other people on the other side has to come to help for Nanoha, and Nanoha shows up and she helps. And they defeat the bad guy, and happy ending for everyone. That's how it usually works. That is the formula for a Nanoha story. If you haven't been paying attention, it goes from the series even to the movies. The same pattern is done differently, and I enjoy that. But anyways, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next. How will this reunion happen between Mana and Towa? How can the four friends of Towa help out Hayate? What moves can they pull to make sure Towa isn't going to become Mana's next meal? I'm looking forward to it. We got 4 episodes left of the series? Man, it's going by pretty fast when you think about it. This has been a very entertaining season of anime so far. Probably one of the best in a while. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and of course, hit that bell icon. This is Madcrownxox, signing out.